I'm I'm not sure.
It
He's
says we're
usually
live.
working.
Oh, okay, we're live right now.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Frizay Rewind. It's Angry Old Hoops with special guest 93 Zay TV. Zay, say good morning to everybody.
Good morning and good morning, fanboys.
Oh my goodness, what a gift. What a gift to end the evening. That was fun.
Oh, joy to the world has come. Joy to the world, everybody. Joy. Wake up, everybody. Good morning. You know what time it is. We got a special day today because, man, Josh Giddey, giggity, goo, laid him, finished him,
Good
sent him
morning,
to the.
everybody. Sorry, I didn't know
No,
you were
go
still
ahead.
going.
Go ahead. Go
Good
ahead.
morning. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Geez. Someone says ESPN blamed Luca for losing that game. Of course they did. Oh, Luca, welcome to the world of LeBron. Oh man.
Welcome, Luka Doncic. Fanboys. We got some terrible news for you this morning regarding the shooting of LaForty James. It's not looking too good. Oh,
Troa Barton says LeBron did the 98 final sequence, but in reverse. That is so good. That's accurate.
fanboys. Oh my
Uh
God.
Lagoat is Lagod. 93Z, can you play the LeBron James Hugger song? I'm not a real troll. I just love harassing them. No, we will not be playing that fucking song on here.
Yeah, that's
I
you
got to be honest,
fanboys.
Jay. I only got through the first few seconds of when you did a video about it, and I got the picture. Did you play? Did you end up going through the whole song in that episode?
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh
Unfortunately, I
my.
did.
Oh
I
wow.
like fanboys. Like it's unbelievable. It's like they're watching a Pornhub video or something. Like, when they watch LeBron, I don't know what it is, fam. What type of thinking, what type of brain do you have to make a song like that about another man?
Is that one of the most difficult videos you've made?
My
Like
God.
it would have been hard to sit through.
you know, it's just so funny to me because I know the fanboy spirit because the fanboy spirit used to live inside me. You know what I'm saying? So after you get delivered, trust me, after you get delivered, you will have a new life, fanboy. A new life. I
Um, we have a super chat from none of the above. Zay, has your cousin answered the phone?
Man, my cousin in jail, y'all. You gotta see the video, man, to know what happened to my cousin. What my cousin did, man. My cousin, man, he blacked out last night, y'all. I'm sorry. Man.
So Brian Windhorst, we got a comment. So Brian Windhorst looked like he was crying when he went on the other day, trying to fight back tears.
He called Brian Windhorst a weirdo. That's so crazy. Like, if we being for real, Brian Windhorst has been sniffing his balls for a quarter century.
I just don't get it. I don't see what LeBron gains from that. Like, it's like he has to keep putting people down. I think LeBron's insecurity is growing daily.
Oh, for sure. And
I
for
mean,
what reason?
why else would you act this way? Eh, You don't, I mean, you don't need to put down anybody when you're a billionaire and everybody pretty much sucks your dick. Why would you need to do that, especially as a 40-year-old man, but then to put down even your supporters? And I'll be honest, listening to Brian Windhorst, you almost get the impression that they at least spent some time together. But I guess not.
It's so sad, man. Like, it's sad. It's
Good morning, Jolly Joshams. Good morning, Jesse Glad Saget. Good
good
morning.
morning, yo.
Hate to leave anyone out. Say hello to some people, Zay.
What's going on, y'all? I see right hand Cam in there. I see Renee in there, Brian Keefe. Sean Price said prayers for my cousin. Prayers up for hey, put the praying hands in the chat for my cousin, man. My cousin, man, he need it right now. He got a case coming up. Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of praying, natural woman says Zay at the front of the congregation with the testimony. Now wait a minute. Are you serious about your cousin?
no. I'm joking.
Oh, okay. Okay. You say the joke enough times, I gotta get concerned. It's like
Yeah,
I'm
you should be
separating.
concerned for him. Everybody, what's up, Tiffany? What's up, Tiffany in there? Hey, Damien. What's the word? What's the word, y'all? Oh, let's get into it, AOH. We got to talk about it, man. I can't hold back any longer. I can't.
Yeah, I
Hey,
uh I had to put one out last night, a short one. And I got to tell you that the crazy thing is that I, the footage that I put together of LeBron blowing the game is devastating enough, but that was only a piece of it. Like he had just a dreadful, dreadful game with his teammates trying to save his ass.
3
And
points.
here's my takeaway with LeBron fans. They accuse me, probably you, of cherry picking things. I'm going to have to say it's exactly the opposite. Like LeBron fans just close their eyes from every horrible game LeBron James plays until finally, and I'm not even going to say has a great game, but does anything that will give ESPN an excuse to talk about him and then to come out of the woodworks acting like it's the greatest thing that's ever happened. Case in point, that pathetic putback.
I was just about to say that.
Go ahead, take it, roll.
ESPN got so hard over a fucking tip, a putback. Like the Pacers were shocked he was even there. They're like, damn, he's usually never down here. I couldn't believe fanboys. I ain't gonna lie, man, that tip, that putback set me back 30 days. Cause like I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. But Josh Giddey with the redemption. Fanboys, you gotta listen to this. This man had 3 points in the fourth quarter, 1 for 6. 1 for 6. Oh, he's been 0 for 5 from 3 the entire game. Fanboys,
Mhm.
he hasn't made a 3 in 3 games. Dating back to the Boston game, LeBron is 1 of 19 from 3. Fanboys, this
Hey,
is not good. What happened to him being this improved great shooter? What happened? He's 0 of 11 over the last 3 games from 3. You gotta stop this. You have to stop the lies. Fanboys, you gotta come home. This is your time, man. It's okay. New information is out here about your king. You must follow the information.
this is exactly what I was just saying a minute ago. they close their eyes until there's something to talk about. Like, you were mentioning before we went live, them comparing him to Steph Curry, which is just blasphemous. But what, LeBron like finally had a little streak where he shot decently, and they immediately escalate that to he's as good as Steph Curry. And now we're right back to he's as bad as he usually is, and it's crickets.
Crickets. We got a couple super chats I want to get to. King Jeffrey 718 said, these fanboys is sick. They need help. The real GOAT debate the media don't want to talk about is MJ and Kobe. That's the real GOAT debate. Hey, man.
Do you have someone otherwise, or are you MJ Kobe 1 and 2, or do you have someone else at number two?
I got those two, man, just because that's what I've seen. That's the closest that I've seen to my perfect player in terms of greatness. Like
Mhm.
the ambition, the drive, the hard work, the determination, the I'm better than you. The all the characteristics that I want to see inside a superstar. You know what I mean? Not to say that Duncan didn't have that and all these other guys, Kareem, Magic, Bird, etc. I know Bird definitely was like that. But this is what I want to see. I want to see somebody like, hey, man, you had a good game, young fella. Slap him on the butt like, hey, man, you had a good game. But it's turnover. I'm taking it over. I want to see somebody go into the locker room like, yeah, who guarded me tonight? Oh,
Mhm.
40. 40.
Mhm.
That's what I want to see. I don't see that in the NBA no more. That's long gone. Long gone.
Legoat is God with another super chat. I saw a grown ass man say the LeBron song saved his marriage. I, and that he was really going through it until he played that song. Learn to be a man. Ah,
Fanboys.
I don't even know what to say to that.
That sounds like a Tyler Perry movie or something. I don't know what's going on. Like, who is raising these fanboys?
Oh God,
This
dude.
is very Tyler Perry-ish, man. This
The
is
human population does not have the right to keep reproducing. We haven't earned it. We don't deserve it. Where is
yeah.
natural selection, man? Wiping out all the predators is one of the worst things that's ever happened.
Hey, Tiffany J, make sure your man is not a fanboy. Ladies, make sure ask your man what his favorite player is before you get into a relationship with him. Please.
Oh,
Somebody
um,
said Diary of a Mad LeBron. God.
before we move on from Kobe, because we were talking about Kobe for a second, apparently one of the many, many absurd things that LeBron said on the Hillbilly Talk Show was that he would apparently have a relationship with uh, Jordan after LeBron retires. Which I'm sorry, LeBron, to break it to you, but Jordan had a relationship with Kobe while he was playing.
Exactly. I'm actually talking about, I got a video on that dropping today. All of this stuff is going to be dropping today, but I'm going to give y'all a little insert. You know damn well Jordan do not mess with you, LeBron. You know Jordan don't give a damn about you. He doesn't want to be your friend. He doesn't want to talk to you, and he probably never will talk to you. If he won't
I
talk
can't
to Trump,
think of
now go
I
ahead.
can't think of more different personality types.
Yeah. Knowing that he knows the game. Jordan knows the game. He knows that you have these fanboys in the media, your pawns. We know that you're playing chess. You got your pawns and your knights. You got your pawns in the game. Brian Windhorst, all these guys. And now you just disrespected him. But you have all these guys in the media to talk down on Jordan. Why would he want to deal with you?
Mm, hmm
You think he's dumb? He got up there and lied like that. He couldn't even look when a person is talking with his head down, man. You should already know it's cap.
I I'll save some of the ammo for Sunday because I'm sure everybody on the Sunday panel is going to want to talk about the Pat McAfee show.
Oh yeah,
But
we
geez,
definitely.
But just hearing those guys in the background laugh like giddy little bitches and support LeBron with every stupid thing that came out of his mouth. It's the people on these talk show panels are almost as revolting as LeBron himself.
There was a fanboy on there like, I've been watching LeBron since I was 12 or 13. When in the first game after he dropped 25 straight points against the Pistons, I've been hard ever since. I'm like, bro, like fanned out.
Hey, fanboys, I'm sure Windhorst was hard all that time too, and this is how he got treated. So how do you think you fanboys will get treated?
Exactly. What do you think he cares about you? You really think LeBron cares about you?
None of the above. With a super chat, thank you. Says AOH, I really enjoyed the Magic Bird interview breakdown. This is just in my members section for those of you who don't know what he's talking about. I would like more of that, not to bash the modern eras, but to educate the new generation on decorum. Free Zay's cousin. Yeah, I randomly YouTube sent me a link to the David Letterman show featuring Magic and Bird as older men. And it was just, it's so sad that something as simple as men actually behaving like men actually like composing themselves in a respectful manner now is enough to get my attention and be like, oh, wow, I almost forgot that this is what real men sounded like.
Yeah. These guys don't be sounding like men today. They could barely even talk.
When they can talk, it's to find a way to compliment themselves
Literally,
or
that's
shit
all.
on other people.
Yep. Let's shit on the past. Let's call the media out and then expect the media to want to say good things about them. Like you can't disrespect the media and then expect the media to glaze you after. That doesn't make sense. In what world do you hurt somebody's feelings or talk about them in a negative manner and expect them to respect you?
And I started a project which, like so many of my projects, I never finish because LeBron just keeps giving more ammo. But when he said, "Oh, I don't blame people for not wanting to be the face," and Channing Tatum or Channing Tatum, Channing Frye, Channing Frye nailed it when he said that everybody is too critical. And I've just in the same week, I've got so many clips of the media unnecessarily complimenting these guys when they don't even deserve the compliments that I couldn't even finish the project with only 1 week's worth of ammo. I mean, what world do these guys live in? Like they are being complimented and praised all the time and are so sensitive that if anything happens that isn't 100% positive, they just fall to pieces.
Yeah, just like with Stephen A. Stephen A. doesn't like LeBron personally. He finally said it, right? And then even in the moment of getting in his ass, he still said LeBron's a great husband, great father, philanthropist, all these different things. I'm like, Stephen A., you don't have to lie anymore. You don't have to lie. We know he's none of these things, man. He has to be in terms of the face of the NBA. They have to have, these type of stories and narratives out here that LeBron's this great ultra guy. But just look what he did on the Pat McAfee show. A complete child. This man is a man child at his heart, at his core. He hasn't grown out of childhood yet.
Mm-hmm.
How can you not see this? This man is talking about Stephen A. and his tidy whities. Who the fuck says tidy whities? Who is wearing tidy whities? Are you serious? He's just so corny, so motherfucking lame. Like, I really get disgusted watching this dude because he used to be my favorite player. I'm telling fanboys, this is not a joke for real. This was my favorite player. I was willing to die for Lil 40 James, man.
Oh my God. Oh boy.
I know it sounds crazy, man. That's why, some of this fanboy stuff, I'm speaking from experience. I'm not speaking from just making things up. I know there's some fanboys out here. I
It's
know.
a, it's a, it's. I mean, it's obviously a very interesting story, compelling case study of you converting when you were that far gone. But there's something else different about this fanboyism of LeBron because I can't really picture Jordan fans ever saying something like "I would die for Jordan." As
You
as
know,
amazing as Jordan was, I'm never going to like say something like that.
I was getting into fights, arguments. We was
Oh
about
man.
like for real. But today we have something called the unorthodox fanboy. Like this is like this is a different spirit. This spirit has never been to heaven. This is not a heavenly spirit. This is a demonic spirit that's in the earth today to make a song to to have him as your dad. You want to trade places with his wife, all these different things that fanboys are. It's very unorthodox. Very, very unorthodox.
Oh yeah. You have to make a song that just quotes all the craziest things that fanboys have ever said.
Oh, let's get a fanboy. Somebody, rookie 305 said a fanboy told him LeBron is a top 3 human in history. What
Human.
human? This is not a man. Like what? This is not a human. This is a monster. This is not a human. I keep trying to tell you. I put the devil horns on him for a reason. He is not, he doesn't care about human life. You know the quote, with no regard for human life. That's a real
Mhm,
quote. He meant that.
mhm.
That is true. There is no regard for human life, man.
uh, Question: how far into that game from last night are you with your edit?
Shit. I'm just getting to like I got through my soliloquy. I got through some of the highlights. I haven't even exported it or anything yet. So it's still all in CapCut. But it's gonna be out. Trust me, y'all. It's gonna be out much earlier this time. Trust much earlier. I was having a good time. I was just laughing. I just kept watching certain clips over and over. I've watched the last minute of that game probably like 15 times at least. Just because it is unbelievable how lazy, what lack of regard he had for that game last night. He really thought that game was over. He really did. He went to
I
the
had
bench. His head was down. He was sitting there like, my God, I'm so tired. Like I'm done. It looked like he was done last night. That's how bad it looked. And he just walked off the court. He knew. They didn't shake hands. They didn't nothing.
Oh, that's so that's new. That's unlike him.
He's done it 3. But he would have did it against the Pacers. But yeah, the last
Exactly.
3 games that they lost, he just walks off the court. No sportsmanship.
Bulls, Magic, Pacers, Bulls again. If not for that tip in, they would be 0-4 since LeBron's return. Is that correct?
Yep. You said they're 1-3 since his return, right?
Uh,
No,
one
they
to four. They played the Bulls twice. They played the Magic, and they played the Pacers.
yep.
And they only have that one win by that fucking bullshit. I'm gonna blame the Pacers a little bit. How do you not fucking box somebody out? Oh, right, because everybody was worried about Luca.
Yeah, everybody. I would have been worried about. I'm like, oh, the hell with him. Fuck
Yeah,
that. But hey, sometimes you get lucky. You get lucky, man. That was not an act of God. You know what I mean? So last night was an act of God. That sometimes the devil does win. The devil might get a small victory, but
I
God
have a
always prevails.
I have a conundrum in my mind. I think piece of me says, I'm almost thankful that LeBron has so many yes men and has no sense of reality because he keeps making a fool of himself. Like he has, I think really has no idea how stupid he sounds in all of these interviews that he does. And then, so like, if you wanted to have fun by making fun of him, great. Thanks for the gold mine, LeBron. But the other side of it is his fan base and the human population is so disgusting that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many terrible things that he says.
Yep. And they always try to say, no matter what LeBron does, people are still always going to say Jordan is the GOAT. Like, I mean, there's nothing he can do. You're 7 years past your deadline. Your deadline is long gone, buddy. What are you still playing for? And did you see him on the Pat McAfee? They had told him about a clip. He was like, oh, yep, I seen that. That's when you know he lying. He ain't seen shit. This guy is a liar. He lied so much in that interview. It's disgusting. Like Kobe, the only reason why Kobe even had a relationship with you is because you came to the Lakers. That is business. It's strictly business, man. Kobe's like, man, I'm a Laker. I guess you're a Laker now. I guess I'll be your friend. I guess I'll be your friend from afar. Kobe's kids didn't like you. You know that. Kobe's family didn't like you, bro. You know this. This guy sat up here and lied. And that's what's sad. Like, fanboys are eating it up like, this is the greatest interview of all time. Like, how? What? How?
You saw the Redeem Team, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Where they desperately tried to get LeBron in there, make LeBron relevant, as though he actually had anything to do with them winning. But yeah, in that they have that really unnecessary bit where LeBron makes a speech. He makes it about himself as usual at Kobe's birthday, and they had to include that. And LeBron's all pretending like he was bonding with Kobe. And then, how did LeBron treat Kobe in real life? I mean, LeBron only does things for camera, but then his real life actions show that he will never be there for you, or even show basic levels of respect.
It's unbelievable. You go on the Pat McAfee show. How many of his banana boat buddies have a podcast? How many of these Glazers of his have a podcast? Why wouldn't you go onto the Glazers podcast? These guys take their tonsils out for you, LeBron. They have all removed their tonsils for you. No, all they do is give you nothing but throat daily. And this is how you repay them.
What do you think about him constantly using fatherhood as an excuse for his terrible behavior? Like, he did it again on the McAfee show, saying, I have to protect home. And this is one of the things that bothers me about today. If somebody makes a dramatic speech or goes over the top with a statement, again, the human population is like swayed. They're like, oh wow, yeah, gee, I didn't think about it like that. No, no, he's not protecting a goddamn thing. He's acting like a douchebag and making excuses for it. If anything, he's throwing his son even further under the bus, using him as a justification for acting like a tool. And what does protect his home mean? Like, now his whole family's under attack and threat because Stephen A. Smith said, hey, maybe this isn't the right, using your son as a pawn isn't the best thing. And some other talk show countered that, like, hey, Bronny doesn't even live at fucking home. He's a professional athlete millionaire, or he shouldn't live at home, at least. I don't know if he does. Anyway, go ahead.
That'd be pretty sad if he lived at home. But to combat that, when he was talking about the situation, he's like, yeah, me and Bronny still haven't talked about. You're a fucking liar, man. You had this, Bronny, the camera's gonna be right here. When we come out during the game, Bronny, the camera's gonna be right here. Make sure you're right behind me, Bronny. Make sure you're right there. Like, dude, you set this up as a show. This was an entire show. What do you mean that, Like he's sitting up here lying. I just hate the lies that he spews. He's talking about, oh, I'm here to protect the players. Did you
Mm,
protect Westbrook?
God.
Did you
Yeah.
protect Anthony Davis? Did you
Yeah.
protect D Wade? Did you protect Kyrie Irving? No. Knock it off. Why do y'all believe the stuff that is coming out of this guy's mouth when you know it's lies? Who has LeBron came out and protected? Name them.
It's in fact, I'd go so far as to say I don't know any player who's ever treated more people worse than LeBron James has.
Facts. That's a fact.
Let's get
We got some
let's get
super
through some.
chat.
Yeah. Let's see. Uh, let's see. I'm looking at Be Wonderful. You want to read some of these?
I got one from MYR. He says Michael Jordan is much closer to LeBron James than you think, AOH, in terms of his need for praises. Just that LeBron James is a deep narcissist.
A deep narcissist counters everything you just said. What do you mean? Accept that LeBron is a deep narcissist. That's all the difference in the world. In fact, I was thinking about the difference between having an ego and being a narcissist, because I will never say that Michael Jordan doesn't have an ego. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's aware of how good he is and what he's accomplished,
Oh
and
yeah,
he's a confident man.
most
And
definitely.
having an ego doesn't have to be negative. It's how you behave while you have an ego that becomes negative. And I mean, I'm not sure how you can say this about Michael and LeBron when Michael doesn't even feel the need to be on social media clapping back at all this stuff. Like, the man is constantly under attack from a fan base that attacks him, not because they know anything about him, but because it's their strategy to try and help LeBron James. I mean, that is a disgusting behavior by human beings. And Michael Jordan is just sitting back and letting them do it. So, no, do not ever compare those two.
That's a fact. Like if you look at any other sport, they never disrespect the previous eras and diminish the hard work that the previous eras have put in. Imagine they talking shit about Dan Marino and those guys. Like, yeah, they used to run the wing T. They don't run the wing T no more, man. But hey, you had to play the offense that you were given. You have to play the game the way the game was taught to you at that time. They disrespect these players like, oh, they couldn't dribble. They weren't allowed to do these things that you guys are doing today.
Mm-hmm.
There was order. Every sport has a position for a reason. The NBA is out of order. There's no position. It's positionless basketball.
Be Wonderful says LeBron is a female trapped in a man's body. I appreciate you fellows for always speaking truth. I tune in every show. I appreciate that. Thanks for uh, tuning in.
He's Joanna Man. If you ever seen that movie, Joanna Man. Hey, we got
And
another super chat from G Benson. He said, "I'm convinced LeBron was having hot flash episodes on McAfee to say we should respect different eras and then proceed to disrespect the 70s was an emotional menopause statement. Most definitely.
this is exactly what I'm talking about. He's a 40-year-old man. How do you get that old and not realize that you're contradicting yourself within seconds?
Literally seconds. You say, oh yeah, we gotta respect eras, but Giannis has scored 250 points in the 70s. Like,
I'm
come on.
convinced that LeBron James is not a student of the game. He'll and the fact that he calls himself one, um, I guess should have told me enough, because if he says it, it's a lie. But I really don't think that he's bothered to really look at the old greats.
I don't think
And
so.
what was it, Bob Lanier? Somebody said Bob Lanier would have picked Giannis up and thrown him into the stands. And I'm not
Yeah,
trying to, we're going to end up shitting on Giannis because of what LeBron did. Even Giannis might be like, LeBron, just leave my name out of your mouth. At least Giannis wasn't the one who said this nonsense. And look, Giannis is likable. Giannis is a physical freak. You don't have any idea what would have happened. You
Yeah,
don't.
you don't.
You don't. And just the same way that because they don't have these special sculpted uh, bodies, doesn't mean that you don't have strength. Like, who was it? It was Uncommon Sense talking about his dad loading washing machines onto trucks by himself. And I'm sure he didn't have LeBron's muscles or Giannis's cut, but strength is strength.
Yeah.
Jesse Glad Saget. Let me get to him real quick. LeBrick pretending to be fouled after every missed layup is his ego's way of not being able to take accountability for even his micro failures. Amen to that one.
That's a fact. Every missed layup is he hit my it was a turnover where he came down into the paint. He tried to drop it off to somebody. I forgot who it was off the top of my head. And then went out of bounds. And LeBron act like because he had jumped in the air first and tried to drop it off. Then he tried to act like he got hit in the head. I'm like, dude, nobody touched you, man. He just puts on a show. That's all he does is put on a show for these referees. Him and Luca just yelling at refs the whole entire game is it's just sad to watch. I didn't know Luca did this like this much. Like Luca's getting terrible with it.
Yeah, I would have to go back and look at Luca's past. I know that he did it to an extent to where people like would talk about it, but I always believed that LeBron was even worse than Luca. Now with Luca on LeBron's team, he's likely feeling empowered to complain even more.
Yes. Like you got
G
three.
Benson,
Yep.
sorry, go ahead.
I know we read this one already. We read this one.
Yeah, shout out to you, G Benson, and
Yeah.
Twin. Hey guys, what do you think of Stephen A coming out saying LeBron was at cute Kobe's funeral after originally saying he wasn't? I got to be honest, I was under the impression that he didn't go to that. So,
See, there was a funeral and then there was a memorial. Stephen
uh,
A said the memorial. I don't know if he was at the funeral because there was no pictures of him at that funeral and there were cameras everywhere. You seen all the celebrities that was there at that funeral, but I don't know if he was at the funeral. I know he might have been at the memorial, but the funeral, was he there? That's the big question.
yeah,
That's-
even so, what I'm searching says LeBron James was at Kobe Bryant's memorial service. Even when I search for information on the funeral, they're not bothering to separate it.
Yeah, I seen one article that said LeBron refused to acknowledge it or even speak on it. He just said, "Oh, it's a heavy time. It's heavy on our hearts." He wouldn't say if he was there or not. I don't know if he was there. If you were there, just say you were there. Like, yeah, I was at the funeral, and people will come out and be like, "Oh yeah, he was there." But the memorial and funeral are two different events.
Hmm.
See, somebody said he wasn't at the funeral in the comment section. No, his funeral was at the wasn't it at Staples?
I don't know.
Or was that the it was at Staples, right?
That seems like a weird place to have a funeral. The funeral is where you actually would put someone's body in the ground or spread the ashes, isn't it?
I mean, that's what I would think, but
And someone else.
celebrities go out differently,
That's true. They can do
you,
whatever they want.
you know, and just imagine fanboy like the Lakers if they had another 50 million in the salary. Imagine how good the Lakers would be with that $50 million that LeBron is using up, and they actually got some real talent.
Okay, so it goes way beyond that 50 million. There's the money that they gave to Bronny. There's the money that they're still paying Vogel, money that they're still paying Ham, uh, money, and if in fact JJ Redick, we talked about this, I think, on the last show. JJ Redick's about to slip up and call LeBron out, and then JJ will be out of there too, and they'll be paying him also. They talk about these coaches just need these long-term contracts in order to have confidence, and I said no, they do have the long-term contracts. They just get fired anyway, and the Lakers still have to pay them.
Yep, still gotta pay though. Still gotta pay. Fanboys, it's not looking too good because LeGenius he tries. You know, sometimes in the game you'll see him sit LeBron down at like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, just like please, just LeBron, take a breather, just take a breather. He tries. Darvin Ham couldn't do that. That's one thing I can say is that JJ Redick has a little bit more control over sitting them down, you know. But
Well, it
other
helps
than
when you plot the season together on your podcast. But do you think that they ever actually said something like that? Do you think JJ ever said, "Hey, man, maybe he masked it. Maybe he worded it like, "Hey, we really got to take care of your body and make sure you're good for the playoffs. So I might, sit you X amount of time or something like that."
oh yeah, he definitely has to massage his mind in order to get him to do things like that. Like, LeBron, you're so great, man. You have no idea how great you are.
Mhm.
But there are stretches just where I wish you had about a minute. According to this calculation, if you had 1 minute of breathing right here, you know what I mean? Like, according to my calculations, if you just sat down for a minute and 30 seconds, we're gonna be here. You know, you're gonna be there in terms of your breathing. Like about, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. He definitely is. He definitely
I actually, they didn't. I'm sure Darvin Ham didn't word it like that, but actually, in Darvin Ham's last season, they started the season that way, talking about LeBron having minute restrictions, and LeBron was all puffing and puffing about it. And
like, yeah, they want to sit me on the bench. Fuck
yeah,
that.
it was actually working too. LeBron not playing as much was it was actually a working formula. But working formulas have no place in an egomaniac's world.
Nope. If it's not about him, then he doesn't want it. You know what I mean? If he can't steal, like it's funny that fanboys think that LeBron is just gonna bow down and let Luka win a Finals MVP on his watch.
Mm.
They really believe this. Like, yeah, LeBron, he's gonna let Luka be the closer, except no, he's not. Even though Luka and Austin Reeves are the closers for the Lakers. Shit, Rui could even be the closer for what he did against the Pacers. Those 2 threes
Mm.
against the Pacers were
Mhm.
huge. Those were the biggest shots I've seen Rui hit right there in the season. I was like, whoa, that's huge.
I
But
mean, could LeBron one time after a game acknowledge that and give those guys shouts out? He says, "Oh, I always find a way to help the team." God damn it, dude! Can you just not talk about yourself once?
no, he did in the post game, like the right after the game where he's still on the court, he did acknowledge Rui. So I'll give him that. But in the post game, I didn't hear him say much about Rui in that post game. We
He
got
didn't.
to now go ahead.
I think we were on the same track. Talk about some super chats.
Yeah, oh yeah, go ahead. Hayden Phoenix. Let's face it, LeBron is happy that Kobe died.
Wow.
Can we be for
Uh,
real? Man, I ain't trying to get canceled, but man, I definitely think he happy. I know he happy.
God, I hate to say it, but I do too.
He got free reign over the Lakers now. There's no overseer. Kobe was the overseer of the Lakers, and now that he's gone, LeBron can do what he wants. He can, he can slide inside a genie bus. You know what I mean? He can do all these different things in order to ruin the Lakers. But on Kobe's watch, that would never happen. No, never.
It's
Somebody go ahead. No, there's
things
another one.
did things did change after Kobe died.
Oh yeah.
Like the blazing for LeBron went on a whole another level, and Kobe got swept under the rug. And I said it on the live stream when Scap Attack, Kobe's number one fan, was on there, and I thought that they were gonna turn Kobe into an immortal and just like constantly be doing shows about him. Nope, they swept his ass under the rug.
completely under the rug. And then had the nerve to put him in the top 5 Lakers. Oh, are you out your mind?
Ugh, ugh.
You disgusting. Like you could do any order. Kobe's the best Laker of all time. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it real. But well, I ain't gonna say that. It's Kobe or Magic. You can pick your poison. Kobe, Magic, Kareem. Pick your poison. But then you got Shaq. You can't forget what Shaq did for the Lakers. And
As someone
then
who hated the Lakers, I've got to put Shaq up there because it was so unfair. It was just so unfair to watch other players have to try and defend a dinosaur.
yes,
Eh, You
but
can't dismiss that. Like Shaq could have been more, should have been more, but what he was still too much for most people.
unbelievable. And the thing is, this is what pisses me off about how they try to discredit Kobe. They'll say, "Hey, Kobe has Shaq," but do they ever mention Shaq in the top 10? Do they ever mention Shaq in the top 5? Do they ever? They never mention Shaq in the GOAT conversation ever, right?
No,
But
I
they
think
use Shaq.
they switch it to top centers or most or change it to most dominant
Yeah,
player.
yeah, exactly. They're always moving the goalposts when it comes to Kobe. You can't disrespect Kobe like this. You can't.
You want to read Be Wonderful's super chat there?
Be wonderful. Never compare LeBron to MJ and Kobe. Those two literally had no weaknesses. LeBron is nowhere near as good if you really watch basketball. That's just a fact, man. Like the skill gap between LeBron and Jordan and Kobe is just too great.
Don't
It-
compare the personalities either. I mean, it's as big as it's at least as big as the skill gap is.
yeah, because your personality and the way that you are comes out in your game. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron is really a selfish player, but he has the media spin it to he's this pass first guy. He's not a pass first guy. He's only a pass first guy when the game gets tough. When it's 3 seconds left on the shot clock and he doesn't want to mess up his shooting percentage. You know what I mean? These are the times when he becomes a pass first guy.
Hmm.
Like,
Do you think any? You think? Oh, here's sports and fitness rants in the comments laughing at dude. Just stop. Kobe ain't the goat. Oh, he's having a fight with some people in the chat. You want to call in, Robin? Let me know if you have a free moment from work.
yeah,
Do
Robert
you want to
Cone.
take calls today? Do you think any fanboys are going to call in after that shit? Yeah, of course
Oh
they
yeah,
will.
I would love to hear it. They're asking for it. Y'all wanna call in? Hit a chat. Let me know if y'all want to call in. Let me see what they saying.
I think I saw uncut in here earlier.
Where's he probably on your stream. He probably on yours.
I just heard from Jim from Self Research NBA Facts is going to join us Sunday on the
Yeah.
live panel.
Yeah, they want people to call in. You want to drop the
All
link?
right.
Drop the
All
link.
right.
We finna drop the link for y'all so y'all can come on up in here. Um Yeah, he said, hated fit. He said, Robin like getting busy in the comment section, in the trenches. Yeah, we in the trenches down there. Then somebody said Derrick Rose. He must be from Chicago. Shout out Chicago. Chicago, nigga.
I think
Chicago.
I think they stole what was that 2010? I think they stole 2010 from Derrick Rose
Oh
against the
yeah.
Heat.
Shit,
Oh,
he was the
oh
only
shit.
all NBA player that LeBron went through in the East during that period. He's the only all NBA first teamer, man.
They're like we can't if we're gonna if we're we've spent too much money on LeBron James. We can't let him lose yet again.
Again.
We
Again.
have Haas. You ready? Haas usually brings it.
Come on with it.
Haas, you're on.
Hoss. Boss
Haas.
Hoss.
Hmm. Dropped off. Nick Tri-State is on.
Gentlemen, what's going on?
Good
What's
morning.
going on, man? Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, what's up? Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
For
You
sure.
bet.
The floor is yours.
No, I'm just going back to the skill talk. In regards to Jordan and Kobe versus LeBron, yeah, I'd have to agree. The skill is, I've been on this. I've had the pleasure of being on this show before, saying how, if God gave LeBron all the gifts in the world, 6'9", 260, run, jump like a madman. If you take all that away from him, bro, you got a subpar basketball player, bro. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm,
that's just the fact of it. That's just the fact of it. When you look at his ball handling ability, the fact that he couldn't go right and hit a jump shot till about his 10th year in the league. The
mm,
book was out on LeBron. That's why Kobe exposed him in that All-Star game when he blocked him. He knew LeBron was going to his left and blocking. If you look back at that slow motion replay, Kobe was going in for the block before LeBron even went for the jump shot because he knew he was going for the jump shot. Kobe had
wow.
that man figured out. He had him figured out. I wish these, the Kobe slander is insane to me because I y'all remember those puppet commercials back in '09? They were the
Yep.
NBA was building that shit up to be a
Mm,
finals matchup, and
It
I
definitely
wish we
was.
got to see. I wish we got to see LeBron and Kobe in that finals because Kobe would have took that, and it would only have helped his case for the goal. The all-time talk because he would have that chip over LeBron and that would hold a lot more weight to especially a lot of these LeBron fans.
yeah,
And what
the
if I
league
told?
couldn't let that. The league couldn't let that happen because
Yeah, of course
Kobe's
not.
personality type is not the type that says, even if he gets the memo that says, "Hey, we need you to let LeBron have this one," if you buy into those conspiracies. But
Yeah.
Kobe's not that personality type. He would have gotten pleasure humiliating LeBron. How do you come back from that as the NBA? Well, then again, they came back from that fucking disgraceful 2011 finals performance, so I guess anything's possible.
Yeah,
Because I
right.
mean, they were playing the Thunder, and when Westbrook was really out of control, like there was a point where Westbrook was just too out of control.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Isn't it interesting
That,
that Westbrook was the go-to guy in the 2012 finals instead of Durant? I mean, if you look at who was taking the shots, uh, mostly.
yeah,
that finals could have went another way. They got there a little
Oh yeah.
early. OKC they weren't seasoned enough well enough. If that was a couple years down the road,
Mm,
they would have taken Miami in that finals.
hmm.
But
I
they
was
weren't
sad to
they
see
weren't
that.
seasoned well enough. Yeah.
I was sad to see that team break up.
Yeah, they
yep,
made an all-time mistake choosing Ibaka over Harden, huh? Especially with
yeah,
the
Yeah.
way the league was going, how it turned into more
yeah,
small ball.
yeah. They needed to find a big bad.
But as
Steve,
I want to real quick on because I'm a Laker fan. I've been a Laker fan my whole life. To see where this organization's gone, like LeBron's ran this organization into the ground, in my opinion. Um,
what do you,
I know we
yeah, what
traded
do you
for
say to
Luca. I know LeBron's ruining the NBA. AOH, in my opinion, he's ruining it with his media outlet, and he got all these people on his payroll pushing his agendas and his players and this, that, and the third. Like, I ain't dumb.
Yeah,
with you being a Laker fan,
Yeah.
what do you say to quote unquote Laker fans, whatever we're going to call them, that try and justify the circus that LeBron's turned this into by saying, "Oh, well, it kept LA relevant."
LA isn't relevant. There's a lot of LA fans who think we going to the finals when we got Luca. We ain't going to the finals. We'll be lucky even if we make the Western Conference Finals. Um, Especially how they've been playing lately. Don't let them get the Nuggets in the second round. They ain't gonna beat the Nuggets. They could take Memphis or the Clippers or
Yeah.
Houston or something like that. But They ain't taking Denver, and I don't. I know a lot of people think they'll take OKC. I don't see it. I don't see us beating OKC. I definitely don't see us beating OKC.
Yeah, you know that's impossible. Impossible, fanboys. You should know this. OKC, BET, GED, OKC and 4. I think they
Nick
beat them.
Tri-State, I appreciate it. Let's read I've got Chronic Blast and several other people are waiting, so we're gonna have to hustle through this. But we also need to acknowledge a couple more super chats. Let's read Be Wonderful again. Thank you, Be Wonderful. It's just crazy to me. LeBron is the greatest basketball player we all have ever seen. The man can't even shoot. No go-to move. Plays no defense. What the fuck? Yeah, I agree. And let's go with Chronic Blast. That seems like a promising name.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Welcome to the show.
What's going
Man,
on?
oh man, growing up from LA and Chicago, it is just poetic justice to see what the Bulls are doing, like the Rack just doing to LeBron like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Chicago, nigga.
and the Pacers had to sell that game for the 40, James, just so that way they could have that 160 points the next game. You know what I'm saying? So all you people that believe in LeBron at this point, man, y'all are fools. Y'all are rainbow boys to me.
Yeah, talk to him, man. Tell them they wear panties. They put on panties this morning. Tell them.
Shit, they probably they probably chopped out their slong. They love this boy so bad. They got freaking fanboy songs for this guy now. Come on now. And on top of that, hey, we already know why Derrick Rose couldn't win, because we can't let good people win over Hollywood people. That's just the way it is. If you ain't gonna sell out, that's how they do you.
That's a fact.
You know?
Hey, fanboy. Was y'all tucked in or out?
I got a lot of people trying to get in, and we're going to go through these quickly, people. So don't don't get upset. We're going to let you say a piece really quick, and then come back to you. And having said that, here is Mo Vegeta.
No,
Did I say that
Vegeta.
correctly?
Because I'm a Dragon
Vegeta.
Ball fan. Yeah, because I'm a Dragon Ball fan. But,
Okay.
I watch you guys religiously. You, Angry Old Hoops, Zay, you know what I'm saying, Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm a big fan of all three of y'all because y'all basically tell the truth and are oblivious to the narrative. But I just wanted to come in and say my piece. Anybody who believes that LeBron James is the greatest is a fool. That's the first thing. MJ is the greatest. And then it's a shame that they stepped over Kobe and put him in the back of a storybook, because we all know he number 2. Now, I wanted to address a comment earlier with you guys about how some people believe he's a top 5 Laker. How can you be a top 5 Laker when you only got 1 ring with the Lakers? That's
the ring that in the bubble that don't count.
The Disney ring too. Yeah, Zay, that's madness. Pure madness.
It costs them? I mean, it costs them so much in order to even get that Disney ring. They did everything they could, and it was Anthony Davis that got them that Disney ring.
That's right.
You brought up a good point. It's if you want to be generous and call it a real chip, it's only 1. And in that Larry Bird and Magic Johnson interview, Larry Bird, humbly, like a real man would, said, when Dave Letterman asks him, who's the better player? Bird says, I gotta go by championships, so I give it to Magic. Magic has 5. Magic has fucking 5.
Yeah. And you can
the Laker. LeBron is a mercenary hopping to the best possible situations all over the league. Still only has. I'm only going to give him
exactly.
I can't even give him 3. I can't even give him 3.
No, you can't, because a lot of them, they were fraudulent. If you think about it, they're fraudulent.
Seasons, and one of them, Ray Allen saved you, and
right,
you know what I'm saying. And then the other one, Kyrie saved you.
Right. So where's his moment where he just takes over? Because I know Michael Jordan has those, where he just took over the game and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you with my mind because I'm just that guy." And one more thing before I dip, because I know there's people waiting. Last night, LeBron James actually, if he would have played defense and full court press that half court, maybe he wouldn't have got into his range to be able to hit shot, but no, he's suffering from a lack of energy. Maybe them steroids is taking over, and he had a cramp in the last like 3 seconds or so because I couldn't understand it. Me personally, I could have played better defense there.
Man,
Thank you, Mo. We appreciate you.
thank you, Mo.
And
Appreciate it.
yeah, it's like Jim said on the Sunday panel, steroids might get you some strength and some explosiveness, but it won't get you the cardio. Reminder, everybody, we're going to go through you fast. So deliver your bit, and we got to keep going through. We're letting Dizzle.
I got one super chat, if that's cool.
Oh,
Real
okay.
quick.
Hang on a second, Dizzle. Let Zay read this super chat.
It says LeBron got 2010 MVP with a super team. La Media disqualified Curry and Durant from MVP because they said they were a super team. Probably Rob Curry's third MVP. But 2010 MVP.
We need a really, really, really good deep dive on LeBron's early career MVPs.
Yeah, we definitely do.
No, that's a fact. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you though.
Go ahead, Dizzle.
What's up? First of all, I just want to give y'all flowers. You know what I'm saying? We come up here, be able to rant, talk our shit, get some shit off our chest. And I just want to, give y'all a huge shout out, Zay. I've been watching your grind for quite some time. My nigga 10K. I've been around since you had, I think, like 1 or 2K. So it's amazing to watch your growth, bro. And then AOH, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got you like in my top 5 greatest white people of all time on Jesus Christ. Like you a cold motherfucker, bro. Like you and Scat, like y'all are top 5 greatest white people. Y'all like right there next to Adam Sandler and them niggas for me. You know what I'm saying? Personally. So I just wanted to give y'all some true love. But I do want to speak on the. I think you guys said something that I haven't known. I think it was a fact I didn't know that Derrick Rose was the only first team NBA player that LeBron had to go through, and it's kind of crazy because me and Zay we like around the same age. I remember like watching LeBron, go through the East, and I used to think to myself like, damn, this nigga biggest opponent is niggas like DeMar DeRozan and Paul George. Like, no disrespect to those fellas, you feel me? Because they're great players, but they're nowhere near the caliber of players that Kobe or Jordan had to go through on a consistent basis to even get to a conference finals type shit. And that was like a real interesting point to me because that's one thing I always harped on. Like, bro, his competition to get to the fucking to the Eastern Conference Finals was, it wasn't that crazy. I'm not trying to disrespect D-Rose. D-Rose from Compton, I'm from Long Beach. You feel me? It's always gonna be love. Same with Paul George. He a California nigga, even though he's from Palm Springs, way out in the fucking desert. But it's like when that's your competition to get to the finals, if you're not getting through, then what the hell are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of a cakewalk, and it's crazy how people want to always throw that in your face. 8 finals in a row. This and that. Nigga, I'm gonna make it to anywhere 8 times in a row if I don't have a big obstacle in the way. If I just go over baby speed bumps, I'm getting there in 80, 100 miles per hour with no problems. You feel me? And that was something I didn't know about the first team, about Derrick Rose. So that was an interesting fact. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. You got to think he was going through either the Bulls until D Rose got hurt, which was 2011, 2012, and then you got the Pacers, the Hawks, and the Raptors. And then later down the line, Boston. Like, who else was he going through?
And they showed it. I mean, when LeBron would get to the finals, and usually the West would show that he had no business being there. I'm going to shut my mouth because we got people chomping at the bit. Gene is chomping at the bit. Dirty Bird, I see you waiting. If that's weed you're smoking, because your car has been filling up. If you're still functioning by the time we get to you, I'll be impressed. Gene. A lot of noise there, Gene.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Tell us what you want to say.
You got that Obama mic, man. You got turn.
My first question is, how old are you guys? Because I'm starting to see a pattern. It's like all these old heads is always hating on Brian.
Hey, I'm 32.
I'm older. I'm old as dirt.
So I just want to see like why y'all hate on Brian, because he really the GOAT for real.
Oh my God. Well, I
got a fanboy. Ding 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 ding.
Well, I said it I think on the last shit, maybe it was in my members section with these guys not doing their homework. And I have the advantage as being old because I said I have to admit that I probably, if I was in my 20s, probably wouldn't spend the time necessary. I'm going to go ahead and mute uh, too much noise coming from Gene's microphone.
Yeah.
Look, said I admit that I probably wouldn't take the time to go back and watch all those old games because, hey, life is happening in front of you. You can barely fit in today's games. Here's the thing with being old. I did watch them because I was there, and I'm watching them now because I'm still here. I have both to look at. Y'all don't. You pretend the way LeBron pretends to be a student of the game. So if I've got more research than you and can look at both of them side by side, that's a pretty good reason to listen to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to let Dirty Bird in. You ready for Dirty Bird?
Yeah, go ahead. Dirty Bird. They've been saying get him in there.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
Dirty
I've been
Bird.
waiting on y'all to get me in here for a minute, Zay. I want
What's
to tell
going
you this for quite some time. You doing God's work, bro. And I really feel that way. I've been doing YouTube for a minute. I don't post a lot of content. But I said this the year before LaForty came to the Lakers. Please do not come to the Lakers. I hope Rich Paul, somebody in your camp, your sons, somebody is watching this video. Don't come to the Lakers, because when you come to the Lakers, you do what you do with every franchise you've been to. You deplete them of any assets they have, any good players that could be trained to be the next, Kobe or the next Pippen or whatever. You make sure you get rid of all those players and get who you want on the team. It reminds me of when we was younger. You go to your friend's house, you playing against him in 2K, and you play the Lakers, and he got all the favorite players on that one team. You're like, dude, why you got all these niggas on one team? That's LeBron in real life. He cannot play on his own. He has to have every all-star from the East or the West to come team up with him. That's not a real GOAT. When I was younger, I was born in the 80s, right? We always measured the GOAT by championships. Nobody once said, oh, Kareem's the GOAT because he had the scoring title. They didn't say he was the GOAT. Hell no. All these young heads, they didn't say that. But as soon as LeBron passed him, oh, he's the GOAT. He's the greatest. Nigga, he done lost lost 6 times in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan's never seen a game 7.
They celebrate 40% nowadays.
Yeah, but Jordan's never seen a game 7 ever in his career. Okay? Kobe's seen a couple game 7s. Kobe has more rings than him. I'm a diehard Kobe fan. And like y'all said earlier, when Kobe passed away, this man was able to do whatever he wanted with the franchise. You can tell even when he came there and Kobe was still alive, what did you hear the crowd saying? Kobe, Kobe. He couldn't take that type of pressure, bro.
No, he couldn't.
And now in the media, Rich Paul and all them, they control everything. That's why people like you, Zay, myself, and others, ESPN will not allow us. And pretty soon, if Stephen A don't watch it, they're going to get rid of his ass too.
Shit,
I wondered about that too, man. Zay, you think Stephen A's too big to be canceled by La Media?
Yeah, I think he too big. He too past that now. He's been in the game for, you know what I'm saying, you're looking at a quarter century, man, So I think he's built up his reputation enough to where he don't really need ESPN. He probably likes the job security. He liked the steady income coming in, but he can get it on the YouTube streets too. Stephen A really could. He actually, I think he'd do better because he'll be more uncensored. He'll be more unfiltered on YouTube. You just look at him on Gil's Arena.
I hope he does better than Skip. Skip trying to be independent on YouTube. Skip looks like he's gonna die. We got more views than Skip Bayless does right now.
Yeah, when I got more views than Skip Bayless, she knows it's a bad time in his life. But I knew it was bad for him when he started bringing his wife and dog on the show. Like,
oh fuck me!
Over with.
We got to get to some super chats and a couple more callers. Dirty Bird, we appreciate you calling in. We're gonna keep moving. IA says LeBron got 2010 MVP with super team. The media disqualified Curry and Durant.
We read that one. We read that one.
Yeah, this is what happens when you get old and drink too much.
He got another one from IA.
Oh, that's why. That's it. Ethan Liming was a white killed outside LeBron's school and never mentioned the kid, then tried to fan the flames of racism with the BLM stuff. I don't even know. You want to talk on that? I don't even know what he's talking about.
There was a kid killed outside LeBron's school. I didn't know about that. You know, they probably try to sweep that under the rug because you know that don't fit the narrative. You know, that doesn't fit a narrative that they want to push, especially about his school, his failing school, where everybody is failing in the school.
Can you see who's waiting? I want to let some of your fans get in if you know anybody.
I can't even see.
Terrence, Cunning, Andrew, Joe House, Square Biz. My God, we got a lot of fucking people waiting.
Yeah,
I guess we'll just go in order. Here's Terrence.
Yo, what up, y'all?
Zay, hit everybody with that all important opening question.
What up, Terrence? Shout out to the truck drivers, man. Shout out.
When you see me, man, Amazon, man, I'm just an Amazon driver. But yeah, man, I just want to come on here. I wasn't even gonna come on. I got a big route today, but I was like, let me come on here and ask y'all. Do y'all remember what happened with this? This is when I stopped liking LeBron James, even with the shit with his mom and who was that? Was that Delonte or was that the other dude?
Yeah, Delonte.
Yeah. Now, do y'all remember what happened to Braylon Edwards?
What happened?
You remember who was that? The dude that used to be in the commercials with LeBron or maybe it was Rich Paul. They got into it with Braylon Edwards and they traded. Remember, Braylon Edwards was like the best receiver on Cleveland. They traded him like the next day or the next week. Got rid of him.
LeBron?
Yeah, he got into it with LeBron homie. And Braylon Edwards talked about this on YouTube. He said he beat like 4 of them up. You know, Braylon Edwards is a big dude. Yeah. He said he beat like 4 of them up. And then they got rid of him the next day or next week or something. Like, I was like, wait. I'm like, this dude got that much power?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, man, this dude is ridiculous. And then the whole 250 points by Giannis, I'm like, bro, you guys, like, this dude is crazy.
He's
man,
drugs, ain't he?
Yeah, he's smoking drugs, man. Like you said, so he's not gonna disrespect nobody, and then go in the disrespect. I can't stand dude neither, man. He's a clown, and all his fanboys, like you say, is clowns. They just be killing me. Talking about one of my homies at the job, talking about, man, I would let LeBron James sleep with my wife. I'm like, wait, what?
What? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm like, hold on. He like, man, if he get another ring, man, it's for the cause, bro. I'm like, bro, y'all is out of y'all mind, bro. I wouldn't let Jordan sleep with my wife. She ain't coming back. What? Why would I want her to do that? I like Jordan. That's my dude. But look, no, you're not touching my wife, my girl. You stay away. Look at Kobe. You definitely would have to stay away. Like, come on now.
You see what Karl Malone tried to do to his wife, and Kobe about killed Karl Malone, man. Karl Malone said something to Vanessa. He did. He tried to talk to Vanessa back in the day when Karl Malone had joined the Lakers, and Kobe was about to kill him, man.
Did he really? Wow, I missed that.
Hey, there was a rumor.
Terrence, thank you so much for coming in. And I missed I missed the super chat from Twin. I'm looking forward to LeBron's retirement day, and I hope he takes his son, Adam Silver, and everyone associated with Clutch Sports with him. Thank you for the super chat, Twin. Oh, you know who's back is Haas.
Haas, there we go.
Okay, Haas, bring it.
Hey, salute to y'all. Hey, listen, great show. I love both of y'all. Okay, I got 2 quick points. I'll try to make it as quick as possible. Number 1, I got to respond to the caller that called in, the bronze sexual who's trying to hate on the old heads. Okay, let me tell you the difference. And here is the answer to any argument about nostalgia and all that bullshit that they're talking about. Here is the answer. Okay, anybody who's over 40 years old is much more difficult to propagandize because we've seen both eras with our own eyes. Where it's the young brothers, across the world who are easy to propagandize because they actually haven't seen, just like AOH said, they haven't seen what we've seen. Yeah. So because they haven't seen what we've seen, and like AOH also said, it's not easy to do your research because there's so much history to research. Like you can't just spend a whole summer watching like the 1991 NBA playoffs. That would take a whole summer just to watch one season's playoffs from top to bottom. It's like You can't do that. It's impossible to research all that. But the bottom line is it's impossible to propagandize anyone who's over 40 years old. But if you're under 40, and especially under 35, you could be easily propagandized because you ain't seen shit in your life. All you see is the talking heads on ESPN. That's my first point. The second point is I just want to get your guys' opinion on LeBron's recent interview with Pat McAfee, because I watched a large portion of that, and I was cringing so hard. I mean, we're talking about like guys like Michael Jordan and and Kobe Bryant and Larry Bird and Magic. These guys know how to give. These guys knew how to give interviews. They were professional. They were relatable. They were human beings to the core. They were real men. And in LeBron's interview with Pat McAfee, it's like the whole interview sounded like the guy was a teenage high school girl. He's just a jealous, insecure teenage high school girl who's got to go on TV and like start to, sort of get his paybacks or get his, get his criticisms of everyone else and talk like a little insecure, whiny, jealous bitch. And just even the way he talked about Brian Windhorst, who by the way went to the same high school as LeBron, and he was when he was on LeBron's payroll. Apparently, he's not on LeBron's payroll anymore, but he was on LeBron's payroll with Clutch Sports and the boys for like 10 or 15 years, and he was brought to ESPN by LeBron to serve as a mouthpiece for LeBron, and now he shits on the man because he's no longer under his thumb. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
We talked about it a little bit earlier, the McAfee show. Let me be here. I'll throw a specific question at you, Haas. What's more cringe, LeBron behaving the way he did, or that panel laughing like eager little girls at supporting every stupid thing that came out of his mouth?
Yeah, see, this is where manhood needs to be restored in society. And I'm not talking about okay, some toxic version of masculinity. I'm just talking about real, solid decency and manhood, and actually just the courage to not have to glaze anybody whenever they give an interview, or just to stand up and say, listen, I'm going to counter that, and I want you to respond. Here's what I have to say to that. And it seems like just everyone's so damn starstruck. That's one thing I happen to be very happy that I'm not. I have never been starstruck. I don't look at a celebrity and then sort of like put them above me. I view them as another man in the world, and I want to see what they bring to the table. And LeBron James, some of these people, they put him above them to the point where they can't actually confront him face to face. If I was in the same room with LeBron, I don't care if he's bigger than I am, I would still knock his ass out in the second round. You know why? Because my footwork. And I got quicker feet than him. You know, I could float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And I don't care if he got a size advantage. I don't care if he got a reach advantage. I would knock LeBron James' bitch ass out in the second round. Peace. I'm out.
Hey.
Thanks, Haas. You got me wanting to talk. You got me wanting to talk tough, but here's what I have to agree. LeBron James just doesn't strike me as the person who's gonna really have the fight in him when push comes to shove. No matter how big he is,
he'll have others fight for him.
Exactly, or have a fucking load management day on fight day,
or he's gonna bring a gun. He's not a type to fight. He's one of those guys. If he didn't play basketball, if he got mad, he's ready to shoot. You know what I mean? That's the type of guys that he reminds me of. I got to ask you one question, AOH. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So you seen the new Mind the Game trailer? Did y'all see it? With Steve Nash?
Yeah, I'm so disappointed.
Is he preparing Steve Nash to be his next head coach?
I don't know. But here's the one saving grace I'll say about Steve Nash is that he's always shown that he has a comedic side. I remember him and Baron Davis doing a little bit together. So he might have the ability to be a host, but don't do it just because you can, just because you'll get paid. I'm sorry. I just don't want to think. I just don't want to associate Steve Nash with LeBron James.
Hey, you think he'll bring on Barbosa? You know
What
what
did they call
Barbosa?
him?
You know what
The
Barbosa did to Steve Nash? Or
no,
was it Jason Richardson? It was one of they both was fucking his wife.
no, really?
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
I guess I didn't report on shit like that much back then.
Yeah, I guess Steve Nash's wife was pregnant, and when they got to the hospital, she had the baby, and the baby was light skinned.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And now they said that Jason Richardson Barbosa got his wife pregnant. One of them is the father. That's why he got that divorce. That's why he got divorced.
Daryl Jones says LeBron disrespect the 70s players, but I'm sure they know how to make a basic inbound pass. Thank you for the super chat, Daryl Jones. That's that. You know that inbound pass almost looked like one of those moments where the Balco doesn't work and his body starts shutting down, like he was in the middle of inbounding and his muscles stopped functioning.
You know, sometimes your mind working faster than your body a little bit. You know.
So people that are waiting, don't be mad. I've got to go soon. You want to do a few more calls?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Yeah, I'm down. Do a couple more. I was looking to see if anybody was trying to call in. Y'all got the links in here.
Oh, I've got a full waiting room.
Oh, you got a whole roster in there? Okay, let's get to it. Let's keep going.
I've got Andrew.
Big Drew, what's up?
Oh shit. What's up, guys?
How you doing?
Good morning. Afternoon.
Good. Just one thing. I don't know if you guys saw on the Pat McAfee show, he essentially criticized his old Cavs teammates the first round, where he was like, "Oh, you look at these guys. It was incredible. We even got to the finals," or something like that.
No, he said something more disrespectful than that.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's like, dude, what are you doing? One, it's like, you know, they're a huge reason. Obviously, AOH has done videos on how these guys actually carried him in actual crucial times. It's like, dude, like, you know, in crunch time, when you got to make it happen, it's the hardest time to score.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything. And Boobie Gibson is hitting jumpers in you know, Tim Duncan's face, or, you know, Bruce Bowen's face, whatever. And it's like, dude, what are you even saying here? And it's like, one thing, pretty much last thing, I really think like his teammates after that, right? It's like all his teammates get scapegoated. It's their fault. You know, LeBron has the stats. These guys didn't come through. AOH even, it's like Mark Jackson is glazing LeBron even before all this, right? When it's like he's like 2 for 10 or 2 for 12, something insane. And he's like, oh yeah, the other guys need to step it up and make shots. It's like, as AOH said, no, LeBron needs to step up and do this stuff. And it's like, dude, how are you going to expect George Hill, when you dump it off to him, you know, 10 years later after that, in like 2018, whatever, dude, how are you going to expect him to make this shot where you're putting all the pressure on him? Yeah. But Michael, Kobe, they took the pressure off of their teammates. So that's the main thing I got to say.
LeBron averaged 22 points a game against the Spurs in that finals.
Yeah, like 38% or shooting or something.
35% from
exactly. Even
and then 20% from three. 20% from the free.
It's the AOH, because I've been binge watching AOH just like every day, like recently, and just I forget which video, but it was the video where it's like he puts like the scary music, and it's like LeBron just clink after clink after clink, and then the Office, you know, the Office TV show, he's like, no. Yeah. It's just so funny. It's like, dude, and people say you're a great shooter because of your percentages. It's like, dude, you check the shot chart? Yeah. This guy can't shoot outside of 3 feet.
He cannot. He's a selective shooter too, especially now when it comes to the 3-point line.
Oh yeah, he knows that field goal percentage in his head. he's tracking that, or he's having some minion on the sideline tracking it for him. Make sure, hey, gotta stay at that 50% or above, or else claim I'm a great shooter.
Yeah, knock it off.
Andrew, appreciate it. Appreciate you watching the videos because, as Andrew quoted, he was mostly quoting when I compared the first time LeBron got swept and Jordan got swept. There's some there's some nuggets of information in those videos, and you talked about him disrespecting the Cavs. And I hadn't even gotten to that part of the Pat McAfee show. Like, it's like everything coming out of his mouth is to shit on people. Can you do one interview where you act like a stand-up guy? Like, let's pretend that the Cavs were absolute trash. You don't go on talk shows to fucking shit on people. Just stop acting like a goddamn. I don't want to say woman because that's disrespectful to women. He's way worse.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to describe him as. Thanks, Andrew.
LeBron, man.
The more I think about what I said earlier about doing your homework, it really would be a next to impossible task if you were young and wanted to try and catch up with all the old games and watch all of the new games. Now, what's not as I don't think I just you couldn't convince me that fanboys do it. They don't have the discipline or the willingness. What they will do is wait for some other fanboy to find bad parts from the past and montage it and then claim that they know about the past because of watching the exact type of evidence that was fed to them.
Mm-hmm. These fanboys, they don't care. It's like I said, they have the Men in Black flash. It's like you'll present some new information to them and they'll just completely ignore it like they just didn't hear anything that you said. And that's the problem with the game right now. These fanboys have took over the NBA.
Like that guy who called in said, why do you old heads, think this way? Did you stop and try and answer that question for yourselves? I mean, there's a pretty clear answer to it. I'm going to let Square Biz in. Square Biz, you're on.
Oh, I got to turn my mic on. Oh, man, I just want to say I love y'all content, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the call. LeBron's whole career has been a lot, and I wouldn't even have known this if it wasn't for people like you guys. I was never a fan of his, but he doesn't have the grit. He doesn't grind it out with his teams.
Mm-mm.
And there's a YouTube channel called The Abominable LeBron. I can't get that word out, but The Abominable LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's when he first, it goes from his times at Miami to when he first started with the Lakers, and it just shows all the evidence clear as day, standing around, not playing defense. And you can go back to what I really wanted to say was you go to his first game that was ever broadcasted on TV from when he was in high school, and Dick Vitale is anchoring that game. And he says what he heard about LeBron is he has the explosiveness of Michael Jordan and the IQ of Magic Johnson. Go back and watch that game. That's all I got to say. But the evidence is out there. Keep doing what y'all doing. I love y'all content. Keep doing it, man. Keep doing it. Love you guys.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I do know about that channel. I think he gave up. I don't think he's put out anything new in a while, and I don't blame him. It's exhausting.
Yeah,
but he did. He broke down some games for sure.
It's not very hard. All you got to do is just watch the game. I know there's a lot of movement and stuff going on during the game, but just watch LeBron. Just watch what he does. See how many steps he takes during the possession. How many cherry pick baskets do you see him getting in these games just to score? If you take away all his cherry picks, man, how many points will he really have?
Joe House, you're on.
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
I can.
You guys are my role models. Like everybody has said, you're doing the Lord's work, man. I'm sitting up here trying to find jobs and stuff, man, but I appreciate everything you guys are doing. But it segues into my next point, man. I just so happened to just throw on The Last Dance, for the past 2 weeks because the mess that we see now is crap. And I'm learning, like, everybody knows about the championship Bulls, the championship Lakers, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, but there was a glaring figure lurking in the back, man, that helped them out to get to the point they are, called Phil Jackson, right? I mean, you had the triangle offense and all that good stuff, but he was teaching them mindset, like this Zen Buddha stuff, like, right? So I bought a couple of Phil Jackson books, and I'm like, these guys actually like meditated in the practice room, locker room, all this other crap. So with LeBron, you're 6'9", 245, and all that other good stuff, but your mental is weak. I think Haas said it perfectly. Like, he could definitely take LeBron. I'm in a fraternity. I'm not going to mention their name right now because we need some hot water. But you could just size guys up and see this guy don't have it, man. Like, he's still thinking like a 16-year-old girl. That's all I got to say.
That's a fact.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah. So the thing with the Phil Jackson is that fanboys will turn around and use that as an excuse. Oh, LeBron never had a Phil Jackson. Well, a Phil Jackson and a LeBron James never would have meshed.
You said of what?
And you want to know?
It wouldn't have worked because LeBron. Look how LeBron James responds to anyone that wants to be in charge or invoke discipline. Phil,
Oh yeah.
Michael Jordan was ready for that. Michael Jordan wanted it. Michael Jordan craved it. In fact, Michael Jordan was so loyal to Phil Jackson that he says, if you get rid of Phil, you're getting rid of me. LeBron James is the opposite. He's like, get rid of him or you're going to lose me.
Yep. That's the thing. He never tried to outshine or disrespect Phil. He rolled for Phil. He didn't even want to play for the Bulls without Phil. He said, if Phil is not here, I'm done. I'm never coming back to the Bulls. And he meant that. LeBron would never do that. He would never go so hard for somebody. He would never be like, hey man, y'all got to make sure y'all take care of Scotty. You got to make, you know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron does not do this. And the players that he does try to take care of, Tristan Thompson, they gave Tristan Thompson $100 million.
I added Cameron Johnson to the stage.
Cam. Killer Cam.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
Let us know what you're thinking.
Doing your great. Okay. LeBron's a bitch. Always has been. And
Short
I've
and
been
sweet.
watching his whole career. And he's a bitch. As always. Just like he was at the Pat McAfee show. Just acting like a little bitch.
That's a fact.
Yep. I can't
But
stand
I
that the
watched
guy.
Go
You
ahead.
said what? Go ahead.
I said I watched his whole entire career from 2003 until now. I'm 37, and it's shitty. It is so shitty, bro. And I'm mad at the fact that he went down to Miami. That's my team. Come on, man.
How did you feel when he joined Miami? Were you excited at first? Keep it real. Keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck. Keep
If
it
you
a
have
hundred.
your
You know
shirt
me,
off,
bro.
were you on the beach with your shirt off?
I ain't gonna say all of that. But I will say this though. I was happy when they won back to back. But I will say this, I'm glad that he left. I'm glad he left, never came back.
I keep meaning to say something about this. That new information that LeBron almost got traded for Dwight Howard, and all I keep thinking in my mind is Miami really did almost get 7 rings. That would have been the right move, Pat. That would have been the right move, sir.
It would have. Bosh and Dwight. Man,
Legault is Legod, and I
What's
think
going?
yeah.
Oh my bad.
Welcome.
What's going on, man? Hey, I appreciate it. I love y'all channel, man, and the name is just a troll name. I
I
love the
know.
fact that thanks, man. That's why I sent that super chat earlier. So I'm disregarding the guy in the back chat that was talking crazy. My main point is this, man. I'm 41 years old. I'll be 42 March 31st, man. I came from the
Young
same
buck.
era as you guys. I saw the old late 80s, 90s, early 2000s, man, where men really went out there and got it. They laid it all down on the line, man. And now it's more corporate. These young guys don't care about the sport no more. They care about getting paid. And it angers people like you and me that just really love the integrity of the sport. But here's my thing with James. I'll never respect him simply for this. Do y'all remember Roger Clemens, Hall of Fame pitcher, won a World Series with the Yankees?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do y'all remember he got caught up in the steroid scandal?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they claimed that everybody in his family, his wife, his personal trainer, his manager, his agent, hell, even his dog took steroids, but somehow he didn't take steroids. They said even the dog. Now, I want you, if y'all remember, because I read all the documents, when the bus came down, the bus, BUST, came down in Miami with the gym in Miami, and his name got attached to it. And they said somebody with initials with LB and somebody named RP used to come pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Now we fast forwarding from 2010 all the way up to a few years ago when it hit the fan. They did a so-called investigation in the NBA and determined, like the police investigating themselves, we found no wrongdoing. They said they found his trainer, they found his agent, they found his security guard, and his wife. And look, I'm just gonna add it just to be funny, even the damn dog, but somehow he didn't take it. Yeah, you see what I mean? So
it's people speculating that Bronny on that shit.
And look, I hate to say it, and I'm gonna say, protect your channel. Allegedly, I would hate to say it, but it don't make no sense for somebody that young to be having a heart attack. It happens, but I had a cousin that was a 5-star recruit for Georgia Tech back in the day named Sean Jones. He passed away in the club here in Atlanta, man. Well, in Atlanta, I'm from LA, but here in Atlanta, he went to Georgia Tech and he got recruited, but he never played a game. 21 years old, had a massive heart attack in the club here in Atlanta. So it happens rarely, but you need to be taking things that would induce some shit like that to be that young. It doesn't happen. So I would hate to say it that it did, but I would never respect the fact that you had somebody come out, say that you did it in Chael Sonnen. And he, even though he lies sometimes, he been right about a couple big guys. He mentioned Lance Armstrong, said, yeah, he and I got the same guy. He's blood doping, and blood doping is way stronger than steroids. You don't get tired, and it allowed you to work out and never get tired. So you get the benefits of taking the drugs without being tired and being sore. Nobody's going to ever convince me that he didn't take it until he addresses that, because that could ruin your brand. And until he addresses that, he would never be in my top 50 all time. And I'm from LA. We in LA, y'all know this. We don't respect him as no Laker. We don't care about him. There's videos on YouTube, and I'm gonna end here. There's video on YouTube where people in the crowd are saying after the bubble chip, which we don't care about because we all look at it. We still got 3 championships. We looking at it. It's people in the crowd saying, we don't want you here. He turned to the crowd and said, at least I got y'all a championship. That's like, man, F all that. We don't care about that. We don't like him. We don't care for him. We want him gone. We want him gone, man.
I like him. He has never won. He's never won a Western Conference final game in LA.
Nope. Yeah, think about that. When he won it, where was the bubble played with? Miami or something, right?
It was played in Disney in Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando might as well be Miami. You know what I mean? So it was a hometown game for him, man. But nah, man, I like, and that's why I didn't change my name. These LeBronites are so stupid. I be in they safe haven and don't do what I did, man. See, I was conducting a science experiment, but see, if you try to go into the abyss like I did, you're gonna get infected, man. So every now and then in your chat, I might say something crazy. Just disregard that, time me out, but it's out of love, man. Just like these guys, and I meant that when I said I saw that comment on the video when I super chat. This is a grown ass man that's older than him saying I was going through a divorce and said. And I heard that LeBron James song, all you got to do is say his name. This man said that song saved his marriage. He learned to be a better man, a father. If I was I'm so thankful I went at home. I probably I would have self-deleted. I ain't going to tell you no lie.
Man, I would have taken my belt off my son. Hey. Come here.
I never heard no shit like. Hey, look, if there is an alien threat, man, I'm gonna need men like y'all to line up and hold out the line. Because if I gotta fight next to a dude like that, or dudes like these LeBron fans, man, I'm just gonna give up. I'm gonna surrender. I ain't fighting. Hey, I appreciate y'all letting me man. Keep up the good work,
bro. Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
stepping in, man. That was funny, man.
Yeah, that was funny. Jesus, if my dad had done something like confront Stephen A. Smith and do absolutely nothing about Shale, I'd be so ashamed. Like, that's so cowardly. And he's still talking about protecting his home. Well, you're not protecting your home from Shale.
Oh, definitely not. Hey, he still. Why won't he address it? He addressed it everything but that.
Because he didn't just say that LeBron was on steroids. He accused Bronny's heart attack of using steroids. Now, if you're going to get pissed about something, that's when you get pissed. And he didn't say fucking shit.
Nothing.
Come on, fanboys, explain that one. Don't pretend that LeBron James is brave or is protecting his house. He's picking and choosing cowardly moments to act tough.
That's a fact.
And he had to have the twin stand next to him while he did
it. He had to, man. It's sad.
That caller had a lot of good points. I forgot some of his shit. What else did he say that was good?
No, just the whole Roger Clemens story, how all the things that they said for Roger Clemens that he did are the same things that LeBron did. But Roger Clemens' legacy is tarnished.
Oh, yeah, the willingness to overlook overwhelming evidence. Yeah.
Yep. Overwhelming evidence. Like it's no secret. I did a video on this called what? LeBron is not the GOAT, part 2, steroids. The accusations are insane. Savannah James, the girl that y'all fanboys want to switch places with, was picking up the steroids. Maverick Carter. Now go ahead.
The very first thing I said when he was first accused of the steroids was, it's not going to matter. If you look at the behavior of LeBron fans, they justify anything and everything. It does not matter what LeBron does. It doesn't. Oh, I know what I was going to say. That's why LeBron's bill for his body is so high, because if you're taking those really nice drugs that don't give you the consequences and give you all the perks, that probably costs more than the other drugs.
Yeah, those exotic drugs. He's smoking that za. That's what we call it, that za. He's getting the za of steroids. That is a fact.
Just me in Texas with a super chat. Thank you. Today's NBA has no heart. It's not non-competitive and soft. LeBron is the most overrated all-time great ever. Thanks for the content. And thank you for the super chat.
We already know these dudes ain't got no heart. These dudes can't even pick a damn girlfriend. They can't even, you know what I'm it's really down to the molecules in these guys' brain. They're just wired different. And to say that somebody could play in the 70s, it was a whole different type of man in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? The testosterone levels of today is not the testosterone levels of the 70s, even in our genetics today. Like, it was a whole different man. Let's just keep it a buck. It was people willing to die for what they believed in the 70s. These guys ain't finna die for what they believe in. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be respectful to guys who paved the way and changed the narrative, changed life.
Why do you have to explain that? Why do you even have to say something like that? How is that not common sense? Like you said earlier, who the fuck is raising these people?
It's different. Today is different. My God, I monitor everything my son be watching. I'll be like, man, son, hell no, turn that off. No way. What?
You got to, though. Some kids will complain about parents disciplining. You know what's worse than that? A parent that doesn't do anything at all, doesn't give a shit. Oh yeah, sounds good. Go ahead, whatever you say. That's not love.
That's not. You can't just give your kid the iPad and think he just gonna be a stand-up citizen. No, that's just not how it works.
Giving Bronny a roster spot on the Lakers was the equivalent of a billionaire giving their kid an iPad.
Literally. That's the rich version for sure.
And somebody in the comments says not only was LeBron happy, he thinks that LeBron had something to do with Kobe's death.
Yes, a lot of people think that allegedly LaFody James has something to do with Kobe's death. It happened right after he passed Kobe. Right after. You know what I mean? If you into that type of stuff, I'm into that type of stuff. So you know what I mean? Like, it's a crazy theory.
What's your conclusion on Tupac?
You said what?
Tupac. If you're into that stuff, tell me about Tupac's demise.
Tupac, yeah, he gone, man.
But why? Why? Who
did it?
Why and who? Yeah.
Yeah, they the person who did it is dead. What's his name? Orlando something, man. Pac got killed by a gangbanger. You know what I'm saying? Like Pac was trying to gang bang, and you know, he was around that type of energy. And that's not the energy that you need to be around. You know how many? Hey, I'm glad Big U is locked. Let's change the conversation. Big U, I know people in LA are so happy they can sleep again. They can go outside again. I know it's people out there like, oh my God, I had no idea how I was gonna pay Big U back, but he is locked up. This stuff got to get off the streets. You might think this shit is cool now until a motherfucker get your son. Somebody get your son in the street doing drills, robbing, having your son take penitentiary chances. It's all fun and games until it's your kid, man. Come on. This is the type of shit we got to get rid of, especially in my community, man. We don't need it. It's hurting us. Man.
Zay, I'm going to let you get to editing because everybody's looking forward to seeing your edit. And if I'm ever going to get any editing done, I better get going too. It was a fun morning. Appreciate everybody that super chatted and called in. And we'll be back on Sunday. Zay, are you able to join us this Sunday?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm there. Like swimwear. We got one more. I got one more super chat before we go.
Oh, okay.
It says 2008 to 2013 was the last good NBA era. That was not a bad time. That was not a bad time. 08 to 2013. Obviously, LaFody stole a couple championships in that era, but man, it was good though. You know, D Rose for Chicago. Man, D Rose was something special. I really wish D Rose never got hurt. That hurt me so bad. That hurt the city so bad seeing D Rose go out like that. People hated Tom Thibodeau for a long time because he runs players into the ground. You know, we had a lot of fun, exciting teams to watch at that time. You know, like the Knicks. You know, everybody. You know, the Warriors were coming. You know, the Spurs. You had fucking. Obviously, they're in Miami. Boston was still there, you know, in the Boston. Kobe, of course, you know, he got his 2 championships. Dallas, you know what I mean? It was Monte Ellis was one of my guys. Dog, I love Monte Ellis from back, man. Monte Ellis, I wish he would have still been a Warrior. I really wish he would have still been. But I don't want to, I'm getting all over the place thinking about it. But go ahead, AOH.
Yeah, you almost got me talking again, but I'm gonna cut it. I appreciate everybody, and we will see you again on Sunday.